Hello. As many of you are aware of, my name is Jennifer Campbell, and I work for the MUI department at the Athens County Board, and I have chose to do my speech here today for you at the Beacon School in order to give you more information on the importance of reporting abuse and neglect. Abuse and neglect is actually among children and the disabled extremely high as an unreported categories. First of all, today I'd like to share with you a poem. It's written by a young lady named Carrie who has been abused since the age of 7. And as I read this poem, I'd like to ask each of you to close your eyes and think about her words and the pain within those words and why reporting abuse and neglect is so very important. Her poem is entitled Truth. Shut your mouth and listen to what I have to say. I'm going to take you back to that specific day. I was laying in bed alone while listening to you and him talk on the phone. You said, well, if they have the money, I don't see why not. She'll be ready at 9 o'clock. You came in and said it's time to get up. Shower well and I'll make you pretty with makeup. In a pretty white dress and hair done to match, you told me I was a breathtaking catch. I sat on the couch, waiting with you, but what was in store for me, I had no clue. They came in, 3 men. I will never forget the sight of them. They tossed you a wad of money while grabbing my hand and said, come with me, honey. I didn't want to go, but you made me. You let them rape me for money. I cried and tried to run away, but you helped them push me in the bed and screamed, stay. You said, be a good little girl, or I'll make you sad. So I shut my mouth and let them do things that were bad. I was only 7 years old, and already my innocence was lost. You needed the money, but at what cost? Every day those men came over and brought more. Each time you just watched the door. I ran away at age 8. Why was I put in such a fate? I was ashamed of what was done, so of course I could tell no one. The day you found me, you said things changed, that I won't have to do those things. Well, Mom, it was that way for about a month. Then you started again. Through the door, each day came the men and their friends. Well, I'm 10 now, and things have to come to an end. You see, I became a woman at the age of 9 with my monthly friend. Tonight while you sleep, I'm packing my bag to quietly leave. But I want you to know, while the men were doing their deed, one of them impregnated me with their seed. Truth by Carrie. Devastating, heart-wrenching. I don't know what else to say. I got cold chills right now just reading that poem to you. How could somebody, even neighbors, friends, family, school teachers, anybody that's seen an 8-year-old girl out on the street running, not report that to police or anybody? So many times, I know you've seen it on the TV, I've seen it on the TV, there's always that one person that said, well, I've seen something that happened this particular day after this child's already passed away because of the abuse that they've endured by family members. If you see anything out of the ordinary that you don't think's right, that you believe needs to be reported, you take the initiative and you call and report it. You might be the only person that has enough nerve to step up and make that report that could save a child's life. I just know abuse goes on so often, and it's overlooked by so many people, and a lot of things can be prevented by one call. Part of understanding abuse and neglect is also understanding the types of abuse. By learning what types of abuse is out there, including the behavior that's associated with that abuse, you're able to label the abuse and then able to, at that time, know what you need to report and who to report it to. I have included a copy of all the different types of abuse, which I'll be going through here shortly, and you can take one and pass it down. And basically this types of abuse I've went over is the main reportable abuse. There's several other types that are out there, but these are the main protocol abuse categories. So I'm going to go ahead and go over a few of these with you. You have verbal abuse. That's anybody that's using verbal words to put somebody down, to try to intimidate them with using words and force. Physical abuse is actually putting your hands on somebody. It involves like slaps and pushes and using those to intimidate a person. And of course, sexual abuse, just like in the poem we read with Carrie there, that's another category. And neglect is also fallen in here as abuse. If you see somebody going hungry, not having their basic needs and necessities met, that's a form of neglect and abuse that needs to be reported. As a professional and just for ethic reasons, I think we all need to report abuse. And it's very important to understand that not reporting doesn't help the victim. It actually hurts the victim, and you actually protect the PPI or the perpetrator from continuing to do these acts to others. Well, on that handout, I've also listed the emergency numbers that you guys can call in case of an emergency. That's Children's Services and local law enforcement. But if you're ever out in the community and you actually see something happen that you need to get immediate health and safety taken care of, just remember you can always call 911 in those instances as well. And you, believe it or not, could be the difference between abuse and non-abuse. So I want to thank you all very much for your time today and sharing this information. And as the school year begins, I know we will be experiencing a lot of incidents that might fit into these categories, and I am very hopeful and that you all know the categories well, and this pamphlet that I've provided here will help you understand what needs to be reported. I want to thank you so much, and you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you.